It's only like
I told
one
Shay, by the way.
time should be said. Oh yeah, I'm sure she was understanding, right?
She was pretty heartbroken, but she understood that it wasn't like our decision.
This place gets blown up so often.
I heard it blow up
Like
earlier. This is the seventh time.
It's probably. You've been around longer than I have. Jesus. Happened 3 times since I've been here.
Poor Seaside, my god.
Yeah. Dipping into their funds there.
Yeah, I told Shay. Dundee fucking told me to do it, man.
I think that's fair. I mean, honestly, Pigeon pulled me aside as well at the time when there was like the 3 of us talking, and he was like, yeah, you need to get like, you know, we're not bringing everybody along. It needs to be people that, you know, they trust and are capable.
Pretty brutal with it, to be honest. I don't really sugarcoat stuff like that. I told her that, like, she's just too new, and if it were up to us, she'd come along, like Bang Boy stuff. But this is different, and our lives are at stake, and they don't trust her yet.
I mean, that is what it is.
Will come with time and experience.
Exactly. It's not like it's some. Yeah, that's the whole thing. It's not like it's, you know, just approving of her.
I explained to her it's not at all personal at all. Like, I told her, you know, she's clearly got the fucking mentality of the Bang Boys. She's funny, she's chaotic, she sends it. It's literally just because of them. Otherwise, we don't give a fuck, right?
I just realized, like, if you look off here, there's just nothing but water. It's kind of cool.
Pretty spooky, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, take off all my shit. Yeah, same.
And earlier, I had a long chat with Cooper.
So weird.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fill me in on, like, your day. You know, we haven't caught up in a while. How have you been with all this shit going on, you know?
Well, I woke up, and then you guys were doing the runs and stuff, and Dundee pulled me aside and told me about the P stuff with his group and whatnot.
Can't catch a break,
hello.
huh?
I'm having a chat with Wayne. I was letting you know as well, Shay will not be coming with us to the big drops.
Oh, let him know we're probably gonna play like Party Animals some after this if he wants to join.
Yeah. And we're playing Party Animals after this, if you want to join. And when I say this, I mean when we go to our houses. Yes. Stop flashing.
Dude, I have the auto-tune one. It's called T-Pain in voice mod.
But you're down?
There's so many voice changers that you can use.
Come on, get a little bit of a wrestle in, mate. How long from now? 15 minutes? Let's have a quick chat to Wayne. Okay. Okay, bye-bye. Okay. Where was I?
You were just catching me up with talking about her and the whole deal and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yes. So when I was talking to Dundee, I didn't really know about much at all at the time, but I told D that I would pick P over S because I consider him a bang boy in my heart.
Yeah, no, he's helped a lot. He has. And not even just in this sense, like, I mean, fuck, he was one of the first guys that had, like, really, you know, opened shit up with me, too. He gave me a chance, and he was like, I see a lot in you, and I can see a lot of potential in you, man. Like, you can, you know, make a lot happen, and he's always tried to give me the best he could. I don't know, he's just been a really solid dude, you know? He has.
I just know he's smart, and he's got his shit together. He knows what he's doing. I trust him. And the fact that he's very careful about who he trusts also says a lot about him, too.
Very true. I mean, granted, this call wasn't even for the... That was the crazier part, is that the Colombians, like, accepted the whole thing, which was... Yeah. Even he was surprised by that somebody would, like them would work with Dundee. But I think they see something in him.
Yeah,
I mean, we all do,
after
right?
that, after that, when you went to jail, when we went to the pier afterwards, just to kind of link up, and it was just him and I at first. So I asked him what's going on with S&P, because like he was in our Dundee talk. Sometimes he like says things hypothetically, like what would you do when like he's kind of
What
being.
would you do if somebody did this? Or if
He's
this
not. He's
happened?
not.
How would you
Yeah.
feel about this? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, so I know it's something up. So I asked him, look, what's going on? And he told me the truth that he didn't the seas and the bird don't trust her. And she's unreliable and stuff. And then Dundee was like, you're telling her. So I was like, fuck me, all right. But I told her, and she took it well. And then before that, I broke up with Miguel. It's fine, we're fine.
I mean, I don't feel like anyone's really been catching up with you lately. You've been, talking with a lot of people and...
Yeah, I've been handling everyone else's mess.
Yeah, dude, it's been crazy how many side conversations, like, you and D go on with separate people. And I know yours are all more emotional than they are, talk about work or progress or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
D's been going through it too, I mean...
I think we all are to a degree, but...
I've been doing okay so far. I'm doing better. I think I'm actually probably in a more stable, mental position right now than most people, like, emotionally. Probably good.
Got that going for you, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks, yeah.
I've got a lot of baggage, unfortunately.
Yeah, I never really, asked anybody about, like... I mean, because, it's so easy to just, in the midst of things, it's like, how the fuck do I say, what did you do? What have you been up to? What's your life like? What have you experienced? Yeah. All I know is that you were in HOA.
Especially when another person hasn't, like, planned that response.
Yeah, I mean, you're in HOA. Your dad is, Sis.
Mm-hmm. He's a leader of the HOA.
You left HOA, right? Or it not
left.
really being what it was. And then I remember Julio blowing you up as, like, revenge, which is what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
But outside of, like, when he brought you in and was like, I know this chick named Lilith, like, she just left HOA, she has experience, seems like a good gal, we should bring her around.
Yeah, I felt pretty bad about that, because, like, it was very random. I hadn't been around for 2 months, and I woke up one night to text Dundee because he invited me to the Bang Boys, like, months ago. When I was still HOA, I think I was, or maybe immediately afterwards, I think. And he offered me a position, and I was like, oh, yeah. And then I came back and was like, you know what? He's probably the only person that would give me a chance right now. After everything I went through in the HOA, things that I did. So I owe him everything. But, yeah, before the HOA... some shit happened to me in Australia, so I moved here, and I was working at Rooster's Rest for a long time. I had a car that I was trying to pay off. My very first car was a Canjo. And then I met my dad, Sis. I was like his Hunter's Harvest Connect, which was an old meal you could get at Rooster's Rest.
So he's like your adopted dad.
Yeah, he adopted me.
Ah, see, I thought he was like your dad.
No, my real dad's a cop, and he's in Australia. I haven't spoken to him in a long time.
See.
So, Sis adopted me because back in the HOA, I was dating someone, Nicholas Simone. He's quote-unquote seaside. I don't even know, but the hospital is named after the Simones.
Yeah.
So it's two of them. They're these brothers that are
Michael
terrorists.
and Nick,
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember your Michael Simone with the whole island thing.
Yeah, so I used to be engaged to Nick. He didn't treat me very good. There was an incident where he and Seaside were torturing people, and he called me down. I didn't know what was happening, and I got there, and the people that he was torturing started talking mad shit to me. So I tortured them after they talked shit. And then one of them got their revenge on me and kidnapped me and held me hostage for 3 days. They poured bleach in my eyes. They lit my face on fire.
Jesus.
So now that's why I have a scar
Sorry.
on my face.
That
My
just feels
dad
so.
also has a scar on his
Doesn't
face.
that blind
like
you?
mine. So she burnt it so I looked like him.
I'm surprised you can still see.
Yeah. Well, I was in recovery for a long time. My hair was completely
That's
gone.
crazy.
I couldn't see for a long time. I think it was like 2 weeks I couldn't see. Stumbling around
Yes.
everywhere. People had to hold my hand and stuff. But Nick kind of got me tortured, and he wouldn't let me talk to other guys either. Like, if any
just
guy
weird dude.
flirted with me at all, he would like threaten to kill them. And it made me a bit too nervous to answer phone calls from dudes. And then
That's actually crazy.
technically he's the reason why I got tortured. Because I wouldn't have gone to that place in the first place. If he had told me that he was torturing people, I wouldn't have fucking gone. None of my business. But as soon as I got there, these two people that I knew started shit talking me as soon as I walked through the door. So I shot him a couple of times with a nail gun, and then they got their lick back on me. And
Jeez.
once I was found, my dad says found me, and when Nick got to me and we went to the hospital, he asked the staff for a paper bag to cover my face because I was ugly. And then following that, he was telling other people that I'm damaged goods and that he can't be seen around me because he's too rich to be with someone this ugly.
Jesus.
And before all that, no. I don't know if it was before or after. I can't remember. I think it was after. His brother Michael faked his death. And before we knew that he was dead, we were given like these clues of where his body was or whatever, and we got close to where it was and we heard an explosion, and we went there and there was a body in pieces everywhere. Blood, and it looked just like Michael. I collapsed, Ash collapsed, Nick collapsed and vomited. But it turns out the whole fucking time, he knew that his brother was alive and he was lying to us. When we took his body, this person's, whoever the fuck it was, this body we took to the morgue, I was the one that had to call his girlfriend to tell her that her boyfriend was dead and that his body is in fucking pieces. The whole time Nick knew that he was alive.
I'm not gonna lie, I sound like real pieces of shit.
They both are. They both talk to cops. They're both fucking snitches. They both use people. They use Miguel, well, Michael did. Every time, because Michael was a wanted terrorist for months and months and months, a whole year even. I don't know how long he was wanted for, but he had the biggest warrant in the city. He couldn't do anything. And every time he decided to be reckless and drive around on his own, he'd get into a chase because he'd be driving his own fucking car for some reason. And who would he call? Miguel. And Miguel would save his ass every fucking time because Michael can't drive, Miguel can. So Miguel saved his life over and over and over. And then he faked his death and didn't tell anybody except for like fucking like true people. And then eventually Nick found out and Nick didn't tell anybody and he was like crying all the time. I was looking after him. I had to take on so much shit. Looking after Flossie, looking after Nick. Ash from Hydra was fucking devastated. And we were treated like fucking just... We were treated like disposable fucking soldiers. The Simones are selfish fucks. They always have been. They use people. And during my time in the HOA, I did what everybody else wanted. I never stood up for myself. I never did anything or said what I believed in. And then one day Miguel told me that he's done and that he is either going to kill Michael or hand him in to the police. And he was strongly leaning towards the killing, and he tried a couple of times. It didn't work out. He was put in the ICU by Michael.
Jesus.
After a few more attempts, I don't know how many more, I convinced Miguel to hand him over to the police instead, because that way he still lives. His girlfriend won't have to go through him actually dying this time. So that's what happened, and I helped. The Simones needed fucking to pay for what they did, all the damage they caused. So I helped Miguel turn that motherfucker into the PD. And I'll do it again, I don't regret it.
Yeah, sounds deserved, to be honest.
I
Don't
can't
sound
stand
like the
them
best
both.
people, so it's fine.
No, they were awful. And despite these fucking guys being a terrorist, like, they fucking blew up cops' buildings. They named a fucking hospital after them. Like, are you fucking mental?
Well, they pretty much built it, right? Like, did they fund it with the money they had or something?
Yep.
Yeah,
They
so that's
bought
probably
it
why.
even.
So you can kind of
Which
name
is
it
fucking
whatever.
absurd.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't imagine how fucked everything was back then.
Yeah. And back then, the Simones were very close with the HOA. Like, they helped us with things. But it kind of got to a point where I couldn't stand by and let someone torture people that way. Treat them like shit. Use them.
Mm.
And it didn't help that
Well, goddamn.
one of my high command members was going on lunch dates with my ex-fiance. And it didn't help that my dad was never around to navigate how poorly the HOA were handling the situation. None of them asked me what was going on. Never. They only ever heard stories from third parties and never asked me what was going on. I'm not a snitch. I never considered this a Simone suicide. I still don't. They're just money pigs.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it sounds like, you know? And I don't know, it sounds like the kind of people that nobody would really be, or should be, disappointed that they left. I mean, they're people that only looked out for themselves, right? They're rats.
Yep.
So, I don't know. If someone's a fucking rat, I have no problem with getting them ousted, personally.
Yeah, they're pieces of shit. This fucking, my ex-fiance had billions of dollars. He had fucking Russian connects. He had RPGs up his fucking ass. And this guy doesn't even know the first thing about gang life. I had to fucking, when he was like around often with Seaside, I had to teach him how to be a fucking gang member. Like, have a goddamn radio, have a 5G ring, have a gun, have bandages, have armor. He had no clue. And this guy is fucking walking into the casino with an RPG and then crying when cops fucking arrest him, and he starts telling cops everything.
Like, get over
No
it.
fucking clue. But yeah. That's
I don't know.
kind of the
Whatever it is.
TLDR. There's a lot more nitty-gritty details, but I really just don't care anymore. I'm
That's
not a
fair.
mindless drone. I used to be in the HOA, and I stopped. I will not be a yes, sir, no, sir. It's always fucking... Yeah, I'm not a fucking mindless drone.
Yeah, I never, that's the crazier part is you never came across as like, you know, yes man or anything like that. From, you know, at least since I met you.
I was a completely different person in the HOA. I barely spoke. I was passive aggressive. I didn't speak my mind. I tried to help everybody still. Like, there were days where we would have to grind for materials all the time, and nobody wanted to do that because a lot of people in the HOA had shitty train tickets, and when they could make it into the city, they didn't want to fucking spend all that time grinding for materials.
Yeah.
And I was trying to explain to high command that, like, they shouldn't be doing that. If we have something we need to get materials for, the person that put that order in should be the fucking one grinding for it, not the entire goddamn gang. That's not gang profit, it's personal profit.
Yeah, if it's personal shit, for sure.
Yeah, nothing to do with the fucking gang. So I put up with a lot of shit. And whenever I spoke my mind on rare occasions, I would get immediately shut down, treated like shit. I didn't have the experience, I suppose. Or maybe I just didn't have a chance at all. I don't know. But I've learned a lot. And I'm a very different person today.
Yeah, no kidding. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That's, wow. You know, always interesting to hear about other people's, past and stuff. Some. Oh, gives you
Sis
perspective,
adopted
right?
me. Sis adopted me because when I started seeing Nick, my dad knew exactly who Nick was and like he just knew who he was. And Sis joked about having me home by 9, you know, because we were going on a date or something. And then it kind of ended up with me calling him dad, and then eventually he called me daughter, and then it went on for a very long time where it became kind of official, and then one day I decided to get my name changed. So I used to be Lilith Aleheart. Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you had somebody at least, you know, as sort of a, figure like that sort in the city.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
So the HOA kind of sucked, too. We blasted them, so seems like they were kind of lame anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I love them, but I'm not gonna say anything.
Right.
I'm gonna keep my... Yeah, I'm gonna shut up on that.
Well, how you been feeling with all this stuff going on? Like, recently, you know?
It's hard, but I feel like you guys trust me. And I guess it's hard being, I mean, before Shay, I was the newest member, right? To me, being pretty much considered, I know we don't have like
That's so true,
titles,
actually.
right? But people, I guess, consider me second in command to a degree, and having you guys trust me like that means a lot because I really wanted to lead in the HOA, but I don't think anybody respected me that way. You know, for the longest time in the HOA, I was very close with Hydra, Seaside, The Lost, and they all questioned my loyalty. Not all of them, but a couple of them did. They weren't sure if I was really going to stick around the HOA, and whenever I tried to be diplomatic when it came to conflict, my loyalty was questioned, even though I was just trying to be in the middle. Because when wars happen, it's not always right versus wrong, right? There's circumstances and context.
Yeah, of course. It's always the gray area.
So I tried to understand both stories on... There was a situation where Seaside were at war. They came into Mirror Park hunting, and they G-checked a HOA member, and the HOA member didn't give a fuck, but the High Command Julio was very angry that we were being G-checked in our own turf, which is understandable. But Frey didn't give a fuck, and I don't understand why we should start a war over something like that. So I was trying to get like both sides, and then Julio was like, "Which gang are you in?" Because I didn't.
That's odd.
Yeah. And yes, at the time, my fiance was Seaside, but that's not why at all. Like, I didn't want... I mean, yeah, I don't want to go to war. War sucks. And the HOA aren't known for it. And I can almost guarantee you... I mean, when it fucking happened, Sis had my back. I told him what happened, and Sis grilled the fuck out of Julia, because Sis is a lot like... I'm a lot like Sis these days. And I know for a fact that Sis does not like conflict. He'll do it if he has to, but there is no way he would have wanted to go to war because we got G-checked on our own turf. He's not that kind of guy.
Yeah, I understand that. Probably got it out of his system, you know?
Dundee and Sis are very similar. It's just like, you know that meme where it's like, we have thing at home? It's like, I want Sis. No, we have Sis at home.
Yeah.
Sis at home, and it's Dundee.
Jesus.
They're very smart. They're both very charismatic. They're both crazy. But Sis is just a lot more civil, and he has quite a lot more brain cells. He has speech 1,000.
Gotcha,
Whereas Dundee has like speech 500. You understand. You know Gabriel? Marabunta? The one we shot?
Yeah.
When I was HOA and we were driving around one day together, just him and I was talking about my dad, and he was like, who's your dad? And I was like, Sis. And he went silent for like 5 seconds and was like, fuck. My dad is a force to not be reckoned with. He is a menace. He is probably one of the scariest people you'll meet. Not because he looks scary or sounds scary. He's just so good with his fucking speech. You'll be shut down. He's just too good.
Gotcha.
And I've learned from the best. I've gotten a lot better at talking to people because of him. The amount of times I cried in the HOA because I was too scared to formulate what I was trying to say properly, I'd always start tearing up.
You're not that guy, pal.
And now I can be brutally honest with you guys, and I'm okay.
I feel like that also involves having a welcoming atmosphere, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think any
For
of
sure.
us. I mean, I would imagine.
I'm very
I mean,
grateful
most of
to
us
you
don't take
guys.
things personally.
Yeah. I guess what I'm trying to say is that HOA were my family. Sis, I still consider family, but the rest of them really didn't give a shit about me. So, I feel like I've come home.
I'm glad you feel that way. I feel like a lot of people are kind of getting a bit more settled in here. It's nice.
It feels a bit lame to say, but you guys call me Bang Mom. I don't mean this in a bad way either. But I kind of do consider you guys like my kids in a way.
They call you Bang Mom. I am not your kid.
You're kind of my
weird.
kid.
Don't say that. That's weird. I'm not my kid. I'm not your kid. I mean, we're neither's kids.
But you know what I mean, right? Like, I have that mama bear protective feeling over you guys. Like, when that Shay and Cooper stuff happened, I was immediately like, no, I have to protect my son kind of deal, you know? And that's the same for you. That's for all of you. Even Dundee, I consider you guys like people that I want to protect.
Yeah, that's good. I appreciate that. It's a much better way of saying it than saying you're my mom and I'm your child or something. That's.
Well, I say it like
feel
that
the
because
same.
I worry
feel the
about you guys
same.
over dumb reasons, you know? Like, oh my god, my son is going on a date with a girl that has red flags, you know? I'm like freaking out because of that. It's that kind of motherly shit.
Gotcha.
And why I worry, you know how I worry about Dundee and you're like, he's fine. I run off and start calling him because I'm worried about him.
Yeah, that's true. One answers.
That's Bang Mom. Yeah.
But I do want to let
care
you
about
know,
you
by
guys
the
a lot.
way. Just kind of get out of the way. You know, of course, like I said, I consider you, you know, best friend as far as things go in the city. And respectfully, as I told Tommy
in the
and
city,
D.
I see.
What?
Nothing. That's fine, go on.
Yeah. Jesus, sorry.
Sorry.
Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Right, now you almost had me forget what I was gonna fucking say, Jesus. I want to let you know I don't see you or Tommy or Dundee as a leader. I see you all as good friends and people that I very much trust and respect, right? And I want to see us grow together and do good things together. But, you know, I think I don't really feel like I need a leader, but I'm always here to learn, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I'm not going to do something just because you guys tell me to. I'm going to do it because I think it's a good idea.
Mhm.
And I
I
did talk
guess
to
when
Dee
I say
today.
the word leader, I mean more like if there's like a group of us and all of us make a call and
Right,
they're
what's
all
going on,
different,
homie?
it's probably more likely we're going to be following either mine or Dundee's, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean,
Nothing to do with, it's
like
nothing to
I
do with like
said, it's wherever the
command
group goes.
leadership. It's just we know more, I suppose.
Mm.
But I'm not always right, and neither is Dundee. You gonna say you got a chat with D?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think he, you know, lately has realized that I'm not. You know, it's like, yeah, I came in a little lighthearted and everything, but I've been through the ringer a couple of times as far as things go.
Mm-hmm.
And, it was odd. You know, like I said, I told Tommy too, I said I don't consider him a brother. I told this to D before too, like a while back, where I said I don't consider you a brother because that's a very strong term, you know? And I don't take that kind of title lightly with anybody. That means a great deal to me. I've only
Does
called one
bestie
other
mean
person
nothing
my
to you,
brother.
Wade?
Bestie means I've never called somebody a bestie before, okay? That is strictly you and I thing. But I've also only called one other person my brother. And today I made that number 2 with D, and I think that he I don't know, man.
Hey, really?
Yeah. You know, it's just I don't know, the way he's been talking lately, he seems very hopeful. And I told him I'm just glad that, you know, the whatever I woke up with that day became infectious to him because I think you needed it too.
Yeah. I think all
I
of
know,
us
Fry, you're
are like
dying.
pieces of a puzzle that he needed pieces for, if that makes sense. Like he's missing pieces, and I feel like we fit in that regard. You know, he has me that can deal with all the emotional stuff. He can rely on you to be wherever he needs you to be. You're always there. You're reliable as fuck. That kind of shit, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us would be here if it was just one person that we appreciated, right?
Yeah. Everybody is great in different ways.
Mm.
I love everybody, really, and I never really felt that way about a group before. There were people in the HOA I really, really loved, like Louise and Tom and stuff like that, but
Hope you're
I'm
feeling
not sure
better,
if I
by the
felt
way,
the
Fry.
same way.
At least a little bit from like a week ago.
But I feel loved by you guys.
I'm not the most emotional guy as far as things go, but
I'm pretty
I appreciate
emotional.
you guys too. You know, it's nice. Like I told you, I'm pretty new to a group that I just kind of quickly melded with and got so close to. I've been with, you know, I've been in a group or two before, but there's always been these in and outs and, you know, different things where I just felt like this ain't the way. But it feels good right now, you know? Things feel
You feel
right.
better about it? Because I'm in that talk we had a bit ago where you wanted to do better or whatever. You feel good about that now?
I feel better about it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm proud
Not
of
good
us.
yet, but yeah, I
And then me
mean, you
working
know,
on cuff training with Shay. I cuffed her a couple of times.
God, I was washed today. I got fucking rolled. I broke
Yeah,
cups
that
like 3 times.
sucks. I'm so sad I
Yeah.
couldn't save you. I was so close. I was so scuffed today.
Nah, you're alright. That's nothing. You know? I don't know. It's like. I don't know. It's odd. Because, you know, I kind of, like I said, I came into this place kind of recently and I've already been through shit for years, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know, I feel like, since in the last few days, I feel like I returned to an old mentality. Not really exactly where I was, but I don't know, I just kind of, it's like I'm tired of just, you know, being mediocre and shit. You know, I would say before I was okay with that. I didn't mind it. You know, it's like doing, you know, getting a little messed
We
up.
had a word for this in the HOA. What was it?
I mean, it's complacency is what it is.
That, but we had a word. I think it might have been stragglers.
Mm.
People that just kind of sat around, did fucking nothing, never wanted to try new things or anything like that. They just wanted to wake up, wait for Sis, get into Sis' car, or do dodo. Like,
Yeah, there's
people
a
wouldn't
lot of
wake
that
up
going
unless Sis
around.
did. I
Exactly.
fucking couldn't
I
stand
feel like
it.
a good amount of that going around. And
And it's
that
like, oh,
is
Sis isn't
frustrating
waking
me a
up
lot.
today, I'm going back to bed. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know. I just like. There was a point in my life where I feel like I had, you know, so much, and everything was great, and then, you know, within a fucking week, everything just went to absolute dog shit, and life sucked, and I
Is that
just,
in this city or the one you came from?
when I came from up north, and it was just, I don't know, it's, ugh, I don't know,
Yeah,
life, you know?
this city will hit you
Life is
very
good.
differently. Yeah.
Yeah, life's good. Uh,
Hey,
it's fun. I don't know. It's better, you know?
hey,
What?
what happened to you?
Ah.
You've learned all about me. What about you, huh?
Yeah. Sorry, just. Jesus Christ. I'm feeling like emotions again. Of. Sad feeling.
That's okay. You're a human, Wayne. You're not a fucking
Mm.
zombie.
Yeah, no. Let's see. Well, I was raised by my grandparents. My grandma died. She liked baking. Um, At the time, I was a mechanic. Then I realized I didn't like being poor. You know, Grandpa was old. He's a little war vet and everything. I couldn't really just like let him keep working. So I decided to start a quote unquote cookie company, right? Freeman Sweets and Treats. And that was, of course, a drug front for meth. Um, Between all this, I was with the gang group at one point, right? She's like, it was basically a GSF kind of situation, war green and all that for a little bit. Everyone fell apart from that, and I started basically advising a gang because I didn't want to be a leader. You know, they kind of wanted me around, but I didn't want to like be in a
Want to
gang
commit?
really. Yeah,
Do you have commitment issues?
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Uh, I'm just gonna. Sorry, I gotta be on a roll with this so I can remember it all because it's.
Like, you
I did a
good?
lot of fucking drugs in the time that like in between being here and being
Oh.
there. Let's see. So I joined that gang, right? And this was kind of one of those things, the same that I was doing here, where I realized slowly everybody else was in debt, and then I was the only one that had money, right? Except with these guys, they were kind of just they lived on the opposite side of the Vagos. You know, they wanted to start beef with them and shit for being in Jamestown and yada yada, like stupid stuff, things that didn't
Yeah,
matter.
Southside stuff.
Yeah. You know, they
Yucky.
had a million cars, they had debt, all that. I was the one with the house. I had my cars paid off, yada yada. And one day, I walk into my home and there's a man all in black. he offers me a deal that I can leave everything behind and start something new, something better, right? Something more exciting. And me being me and having everything else go well with the meth operation and stuff, I was like, fuck it, you know? May as well get some business going, make some more money, because that's what I was about at the time. So I took up a light operation of like just distributing just thermite, right? But every time I got it, it was just instantly gone because I had a good name for myself, right? It was like a pigeon shit, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a couple of groups with me. There are, of course, like, you know, all the gangs, but then there are certain people that if you need trouble, you can call them and they will be there, right?
Yep.
I had one friend. His name was Vincent Martinez. And he led a gang called the Sinners. They were a lot of fun. He was a rough guy. You know, he was the kind of guy that if you talk shit on him and challenge him to blasting, he will come back with a rumpo of automatics, open up the side door, and gun you down, you know? He just didn't give a fuck. He was a terrorist.
Yeah, he's a real G then.
Yeah, he really, you know, him and his boys did not fuck around. Anything that he told his boys to do, they would do. And, you know, at the end of the day, though, he was a fun guy. Like, we kind of, in a way, came up together. And we had a lot of experiences that brought us closer, you know, that brought us to that sense of calling each other a brother, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of in that funny sense, though, you know, where I was the more reasonable guy. You know, I always talked him down from doing some wild shit. You know, if he said, oh, I'm going to go and fucking gun down this gang, I said, you know, let's think about that for a second. What you're doing, you know, how violent you're being, the kind of word that it makes, you know, the looks that it gives you.
Yeah.
As a hyper-violent person, you know, he kind of ruled out of fear instead of out of friendship. And that was my thing, right? I knew everybody trusted me, they knew I wasn't a rat. I always tried to give them the best deal I could. And that brought me up to, of course, like eventually selling handguns, automatics. I had fucking millions of dollars, you know, nice ass house, all that stupid shit that people care about, you know, for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, things were going great. It got a little complacent for a while. And one day, you know, the shipments the schedule's off. You know, things stopped coming in as much.
Right.
I'm wondering what the hell's going on. And at some point, you know, I'm going out with my boy, my friend, my brother, Vincent. We go for a conversation. And a wave of the hand. My fucking spidey senses start tingling. I run forward, and a sniper shot whizzes by my fucking head. I got, you know, we had a bit of a... I mean, it was... Ugh.
They tried to kill you?
Someone I called my brother tried to fucking kill me. And at that time, I had already lost my grandfather. And it meant a lot that he was there, you know? And I knew that he was a violent guy, that he was a rough guy. But to throw away something like that... He basically explained to me that he was going to... For him to get a new like a new era kind of moving forward with the market. You know, they kind of wanted me out. I'd been there for too long. You know, I was getting comfortable. Things, I guess, were just maybe too good for them. I don't know what the fuck it was. Yeah, they fucking used me. And that bastard that I called my brother tried to do me in for monetary gain. For guns, of all fucking things. So that he could be in the exact same position, so someone could do the exact same thing to him. You know?
I think my best friend used me too. Actually, two of my best friends did. The one in Australia used me, and an Australian best friend I had here used me as well. Threw me under the bus when the whole HOA shit was happening. She overheard something I said and didn't have the context of what it meant and ran to high command because she thought it was bad for the HOA, and that's what got me kicked. My best friend did that. Instead of her asking what I meant by what I said, she just went and told the HOA with zero context. So yeah, I've been stabbed in the back too. And it fucking stings.
It's, I don't know. I feel that, trust me. But hey, you know, I almost got assassinated, and why am I here, right? Well, because my friend had failed to do what he had to do, he got taken out.
He did?
Yep, the people that basically were trying to replace me took him out, and I felt like I was next. So, yeah.
And I thought the Bang Boys were crazy.
Yeah, I mean, this was like, you know, we have the Colombians with all their stuff and pigeon yada. This is like, Russians, you know, same kind of shit.
God.
So, because he fucked up, he got set up, was in there for a court case, getting handcuffed, taken to City Hall, and got blasted. And I, you know, visited him, I kind of... It was odd, you know, like, you have your... This thing, it's like, I don't know. It's like, is he dead? Is he really dead? I don't know. I saw him get shot in the head, and then later on, I hugged him. And he was there. I think he was.
Wait, so did he die or not? You don't remember because of the drugs?
I think I used a lot of them and block out a lot, because after that, yeah, I didn't want to be next. I dropped the whole fucking thing. I just went off into the woods and buried a bunch of cash. Took that out when I needed it. Eventually ran out, started stealing from people. And, you know, at the time where I was about to die, on the last little bit of what I had, and starving to death, I kind of thought, well, I can either go here and, you know, die in the woods, or I can try and, you know, face what I got. You know, I don't know. It's like, when you're about to die, you need to preserve your life. That's what matters the most, you know?
Yep,
when you know you're about to die,
kicks in at that point.
exactly.
Your brain
you
doesn't
can't help
really.
it. It's so weird.
You don't have reason at that point. Your brain is like, I need to survive, and I'll do whatever it takes to get that.
Yeah, whether you want to or not, you know, it's just there. And Jesus, like I said, I'm kind of fucked. I didn't even expect to be talking about that. Oh, hello.
Hello. I'm good, PK.
Well.
Yeah, we lost track of time there. The ocean swept us away. Do you remember what you were saying?
Well, I mean, that was really it. You know, I had one guy that I called my brother. He was very close to me. I thought he was. And then I got betrayed
That's all
by
there is,
him,
really.
lost everything that I had, and trying to escape that reality and just wasting away in the woods. Just, you know, wondering what the fuck is the point. And,
Barely be on the server.
Yeah, like I said, eventually survive hosting. You know, I guess I was at the end and, you know, decided it wasn't the time yet. And at first I thought I was just going to come back here and just, you know, have fun. Like, if you're not living, doing whatever you want, then what's the point? You know, I felt kind of like a pawn at that point, you know, when I got betrayed like that, and those people were just pushing me aside and didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, you're disposable.
So I wanted to have control of my own life, you know, do what I wanted to do, and I started just... Yeah, I was being me, you know, getting arrested all the time and all that. I was having fun with the gang, and I guess something kind of hit me recently. You know, it just kind of came back where I just realized, like, you know, there used to be a great person.
You are.
You know, where I am, and yeah, I don't know, I want to get back to that.
But you are a great person already.
what is a good person really, though, you know? You can be kind, you can be merciful, or you can be trustful. You know, you can be
A good
persistent,
person
responsible,
is
but
there when they're needed. They care about people. You're constantly looking out for all of us. You want to see us thrive and excel at things. I think that makes you a good person.
I appreciate that. I don't know. There's something somebody said that kind of stuck with me. Is the road to intent is paved with the path of destruction. You don't intend to do something, you
being
need to
there.
do it. And I think being a good person is making life better for those around you. And I appreciate you saying that because it does mean a lot. Because, yeah, in my past, I don't feel like I made my life much better for anybody,
I mean,
including myself.
I
It was
don't think
great
a
at the
bad
time, but
person would check on me like you have today. I think a good person would do that. And I wouldn't have someone that's not a good person as my bestie.
I appreciate you, Lilith. I'm not very good with compliments, but I
Yeah, I know.
appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, we all got our shit to work through, right? Past the past. And like I said, you can't cry over spilt milk.
Exactly.
I'm just glad we're here. I'm glad that, whatever happened, you know, overnight kind of happened. But I don't know. It's just like when we were sitting around and getting slowed down, it reminded me of the gang that I was advising. You know, I was looking over them and they're all broke. You know, they have their cars. They're running behind on payments. Everything's impounded. They can't get them out. And what do they do about it? They beat each other up.
True. Yeah,
You
you're not
know,
wrong.
it's just it was really sad to see.
There was lack
So
of like, it was like motivation, but it was like self-independence kind of thing of like, what the fuck was that?
oh,
Are they gone?
they passed though.
They didn't have like drive, I think. Now they do. I can see it in everybody now. I think everybody was kind of happy chilling, and it kind of went for a little bit too long, where we had to kind of
Yeah, I honestly,
tighten our shoelaces a little bit, getting a little bit
I feel
lazy.
like I played a really bad part in that, to be honest, because I was there and like just enjoying. You know, it's like I had money and was just fucking around basically, which was
Yeah,
odd.
but that was kind of the point of this
But
group, right? Like we kind of went into that knowing that it was just chaos, and if you don't want to be there for it, don't be there. And that's that. There was no expectation. But now that we are getting recognized as a group, the responsibilities that we have go up. And these are responsibilities that we want to have. And if we want to keep those responsibilities, we've got to do better. And we're doing that. And look at us now.
I mean, we got to think too, right? You know, this is built on a foundation. I feel, at least the way I see it, right? All those rules about no ranks. We don't want to worry about money. We don't need fancy cars, any of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All that came from D's bad experiences. You know, his past. That's why he wanted to start this gang where we have no expectation, no rules, no none of that, because he wanted to avoid all of that drama. You know, he
Yeah.
experienced that and realized that it does fucking suck. And the way that you do have a good group is, of course, like you have, like I said, everyone calls, you know, or looks up as D as the leader. Everyone looks to you as second in command. And it's not because, you know, D says so, it's because they led by example. D founded the gang. I call him the founder, you know?
Yeah, the founding
Because he doesn't like
father.
being called a leader, but he's the founder, you know? He's the guy that brought everybody together. And I don't know, it's oh god, I just brain farted. Oh right, sorry. Things being built off of D's old group and yada yada. Yeah, I think he just wanted to avoid a lot of that drama. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I think he also realized that, like I said, you know, having fun and doing leisure activity is great, but doing something well feels so much better. You
It
know,
feels good.
succeeding and like, yeah, just kicking ass. You know, it's not about being the best or being the most known or
The
being the
feeling-
strongest. It's being
Yeah.
great.
The feeling that you get when you work hard and get rewarded for it, there's no better feeling, honestly. Except maybe like mac and cheese when you're really hungry on a Friday night, but that
Yeah,
feeling of
yeah.
accomplishment is good. And it's only a feeling you can get when you work hard for it too. Like you can't just be given $1 million and be like, wow, I feel accomplished and great. Like, yeah, you have $1 million, but there's something about earning it yourself through hard work. And, you know, Miguel was offering me money and cars and stuff, and I was like, no, I wouldn't feel proud of that. I mean, he paid for my fucking
remember, you
Coolabah
also
house.
overvalued it over Cox, so
Yeah,
you know that's kind of here nor there. I would say, personally.
I guess.
$1 million are some dick. I mean, is it really worth that much? Jesus Christ.
You got cobwebs like I do, Wayne.
It's fair. It's fair.
I told you, this shit's haunted.
You know, normally as a good friend, I would like offer to aid in some way, but I just don't feel like that's in my boundaries.
Oh my
to be
god.
honest.
Besties with benefits. Please, no. God damn.
Anyways, we're getting off topic here. You're sweating a lot. You're sweating a lot right now. You're turning red. Relax. Okay?
Well, I'm
Calm down.
fine.
Relax.
Okay.
I can tell your chest is just rising so dramatically right now. It's like rising and dropping. You're taking really deep breaths right now.
Are you sure that's not you?
I'm fine. Everything's fine. We're getting off topic.
Are you flirting with me?
Back on topic with all this.
What is happening?
What were we
Okay.
talking about again?
I don't know. My cobwebs.
Before that.
Wait, is he flirting with Lilith?
Oh, same things, right?
Whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa!
main thing is I realized that we need to lead by example, and it feels good to do that, you know. And I mean, honestly, it's like I've been asked by D if the Bang Boys are the right group for me like 3 times. Because every time I go to talk to him in private, he asks, "Are you leaving the Bang Boys?" And it's like, no, you know.
Yeah, because he cares about you. The Bang Boys isn't the Bang Boys without you, to be honest.
I wouldn't say that, but
I would. It wouldn't be the same without you. You're like a core member.
You're just complimenting me right now.
No, I mean it.
God,
What's wrong with him?
I'm sorry. I just genuinely don't know how to respond to compliments. That's a very nice thing that you said, and I very much
Just say
appreciate it.
thanks, idiot.
Thank you. I am. I'm glad I'm here. Like I said, I just.
He's like, yeah, he's
really-
fucking malfunctioning. He's got fucking Windows
I hope that
errors at the wazoo.
Whatever ideas I have to make people better, I don't like push them or burn them out on anything. That's the main thing I'm worried about. Which I don't think I am, because I'm not a very pushy guy anymore. You know. You know, there always be saying. Actually, I forgot. Like, oh my god, I forgot about this.
He's freaking out.
You talk about my memory, thinking about past.
Oh, it's my fault,
experiences
is
and
it?
stuff. It's not your fault. It's a good one. There's a saying where if I ever did something like kidnap somebody or shot them or robbed them or whatever it was, it would say, "Oh, well, it was Wayne. He must have had a good reason to do it." And that's
we
so
trust
true,
you.
you know.
What are you saying right now,
Yeah,
Wayne? You think you're undervaluing yourself.
Like I said, I want to. I wouldn't say remember what I was. I want to do better than that. But like, you know, I don't know. Like I said, it's weird. It's so weird because I feel like people have experienced so many things together that I just come out of the blue from being solo forever. You know, like out of the years and years and years I was doing this shit. It's like I was in a gang for like maybe 4 months, and the rest I was entirely alone. You know, where you
Yeah,
just
I
drift
mean-
around and like know everybody, and it's yeah, it's just odd, you know. It's like I would compliment myself, but I mean that's because it's like, what else are you gonna do? Like somebody else gonna tell you that? No.
Well, I think you're great.
think you're right too, Willis. I appreciate you.
Thanks.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad to be here. I appreciate it. Like I said, I just hope we can do great things. And I'm not gonna lie, there's a couple people I'm a little bit worried about, but
Who are
that's
you
in
worried
time.
about?
You know, they'll get better.
Give me this here. You can't say that and not tell me.
Hey. There's not very many people, to be honest. Ugh. Okay, so... God. I'm trying to think about a way to productively say this.
Just say their names, idiot. I'm not gonna tell anybody.
Right. So, I think that... Well, obviously, like, okay, you know, like, Chase will learn all that. I'm not worried about it. I have a little bit of concern about... Tommy. He's new to everything, right? Like the gang life, all that kind of stuff. Why are you smiling right now?
I'm not smiling.
Right. Of course you're not. Right.
Oh, not smiling. Go on.
Right. I want to make sure that he thinks independently, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of his opinions come from asking mainly, you know, Dundee what he thinks, and then he gauges, you know, his actions and opinions off that. And I don't like seeing people... You can respect somebody, right? You can admire a person, but I don't want you to follow that person.
Poor Tommy.
You know? I don't want you to
He's
look
trying
for their
his
approval.
best.
I think it's a very strong show of some sort of lack of independence.
Yeah. Well, that kind of shit comes with time. I mean, I didn't have it in the HOA either. I was kind of just doing what I was told, I suppose. I think I was a lot like him back then. It's just...
I feel like that was also enforced, though, you know, like, where everyone was like, well, you have your higher up, like, your command, like, why are you speaking over this person? You know, they would dog you for it, if I'm assuming correctly, right? Like, they didn't encourage you to be your own person, make your decisions, think about things, you know? Like, be a better yourself. And I don't know, I feel like there's definitely a lot of admiration from that, you know, a lot of looking for approval, but I don't want him to put too much weight on anyone's opinion of him, you know?
Yeah. I believe in him. I think he'll get there. He just needs to... I mean, honestly, he needs to get fucked over by a cop or something. Because you don't learn until you go through it.
Yeah, I mean, that's one way to do it.
Like, yeah, he's had cops being mean to him. He's had bad situations, but he hasn't been put through the fucking ringer. He hasn't been broken, as Dundee would call it.
I don't know. What I'm worried about is I just don't want him to think like... Because like I said, I already told him personally, like, his rank does not mean something. Like, he's not my leader. You know, he's not my VP. He's my friend, you know? He's a close person to me. And I respect him and everything, but if he does something stupid, I'm not going to let him do that. You know, I'm going to scold him for it, obviously, as I would expect anybody to do for me.
That's what everybody should be doing with each other, you know? Like, I've literally pulled Dundee himself aside and be like, yo, that was fucked up. Explain.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's... I mean, something he respects, right? That's why he doesn't want a leader, because he gets that he's not trying to have a bunch of kids again. You know, he wants people to be able to do something for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He wants people to know what to do without being told, basically. You know, like, it's usually me that rocks up to help in a chase because I kind of know that stuff already, what I should be doing. I can read the room with cops and stuff as well, how aggressive they are, if I need to back off.
Yeah,
it's literally all of its experience, and he just doesn't have that yet.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm not, you know, like I said, it's knowing how to do stuff is one thing, but I think I'm talking more about, you know, like him finding himself on something. I feel like he's been trying to do that a lot, trying to, you know, step up a bit, change things up. Like I said, I don't know. I don't even know what's been going on in my mind like the last, you know, week or so. It's just different. But at the same time, it's like I don't mind it because I see that, you know, we have growth now. There's no more stagnation. People are wanting to do things, want to do things better. And of course, like I said, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying, you know, I'm the fucking reason why everyone's doing stuff. It obviously is everyone doing their own thing and then it becoming infectious. But it's it just feels better. You know, like the Bang Boys are good, but I feel like we need to move on from our baby era a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, we have a lot more serious things happening now, and I think the whole. I mean, obviously, we don't need S plus cars or any shit like that. You know, we don't need money, but we need to grow as people. That's the valuable thing, is that we get better. And I'm glad we are. You know, our comms are getting better. You know, our thought. I mean, dude, even the idea today was just something like, why the fuck didn't we think about that? It's like evolution. You know, like witnessing evolution of a gang.
True. I guess the important thing is that everybody like learn some form of autopilot, that they can just know what to do all the time. And even I don't know what to do all the time. Sometimes I hesitate, but and so is Dundee. I don't think he knows what to do all the time either. But
yeah, I mean, we make mistakes. Like you said, we're human. You know.
The thing is, between Dundee and I, him and I have made a lot of mistakes. We've done a lot of dumb shit. So we know what not to do. Whereas Tommy and whatnot hasn't really committed to those dumb things and learned out. He hasn't fucked around and found out enough, basically.
Yeah.
Dundee and I have fucked around and found out. Certainly.
I feel like here I'm fucking around and finding out more with officers. You know, in a sense, like I've been fucked over plenty of times, you know? Like there have been some stuff where they're just like, don't care, you're going to jail, you know? But, I feel like now that I'm finding, you know, more of a home here, I'm kind of noticing that more. Because for my shit, right, it's like, I played things very carefully. I was always on my own. So you don't have a group. You know, you don't have a group. There's nobody to betray you when you're alone.
Yeah.
You know? Like, yeah, I had my friend, but look at that. I had the one friend, and sure enough, the one fucking friend that I have betrays me and tries to fucking kill me. Who would have guessed, right? Like, crazy, right?
Of all
like,
people to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what the actual fuck is that? So
that's what I'm saying. You've been through that kind of shit, Tommy. Tommy just had a deadbeat dad. That's it.
Once, but I need to. I mean, dude. Listen, don't get me started on that shit. Don't even get me started on that. That. Oh my God. You know. Yeah. Do not.
Yeah.
They frustrated me. I said it in a very nice way, but good God, that was one of the most reckless.
Oh yeah, I beat the shit out of him.
How do you jump the gun that heavy without knowing why the fuck he left, and then going and murdering the guy and setting it? He didn't even know who he was until Tommy told him that, like, I'm your old son. It's like, dude, he probably thought he was a fucking psychopath breaking into his motorhome drunk as fuck with a gun. Like, who? What?
From what Tommy told me.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. From what Tommy told me, it seemed like it was valid, just very impulsive.
No, Tommy told me this was his story, right? He was with his mother. She was sick. His father left, correct?
Yeah.
Then he goes on to tell me later, you know, he was a bit of a delinquent, all that. He grew up and eventually moved out himself. So he did the same fucking thing that his dad
told
did,
me he
just
never
at a
left.
later date. And then went, and it's like...
Because I called him out on that too. I was like, well, did you leave your mum just like him? And he was like, no, I was there the whole time.
He told me he did.
Well...
That's what I'm saying. He's too worried about the opinions of others when he should just fucking do something.
Because I called him out on it. I was like, oh, so you left your mother just like your dad did? And he was like, no, I was there the whole time. So now I don't know if he's telling the truth or not.
I don't know if he's telling the truth or not. Either way, like I said, it's answers for another day as far as his stuff goes. I don't really focus on it.
I mean, it's personal shit, right? Nothing to do with us.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, I asked today, I said, how are you feeling? You said something I'm going to live for the rest of my life. I don't know how I feel about it yet. It's like, all right, well, fair enough.
Yeah.
But,
I believe in them, though. He'll get there.
I do.
He'll fuck around and find out and learn the hard way if he has to.
I mean, it's just experience. That's all it is. You know, you can't fast forward through that shit. And it's not like...
Nope. I've been in the city for nearly 3 years.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, Dee's been around forever. You've been around forever. I came in unknowingly. I've been around forever. And it's, you know, yeah, it's like recently come to light kind of thing. But I feel like now, you know, he's very eager to just be there. You know,
Yeah.
as a VP, like the title of it and stuff. And I just don't want him to like. He has so much potential. He's a great guy, and I don't want him to let his actions of like how nervous he is or how we think of him affect that. You know, or like if we're saying
Yeah.
yes enough, or if we approve with what he says. Like, just do what you do. If it works out, it works out. If you fuck up, you learn. If it ain't for you, it ain't for you. You know.
Yeah.
There are times where I definitely consider leaving this place, and like I said, I told D at one point I was, you know, because it's like, dude, I woke up, everything was quiet, nobody wants to do anything. If D's not saying to do something, nobody did it. And that's when I woke up and I said, we got to get ourselves together. You know, we are sleeping right now, literally just sleeping and standing and slowly dying and beating each other up and doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I told D, if that kept going on, and if it continued, I would leave, and I can see him leaving in the future as well. And
Dundee.
yeah, I told him that when we were
Yeah.
all, you know, slowing down a lot. I just couldn't, you know, it's like I said, it reminded me of the other group where it's like, what are we doing? You know, we have a name for ourselves, and what? You know, one guy grows all the weed for us, he makes 70K a week, and we survive off that with ring repairs and food. Like, you know, it's a nice life, it's an easy life, it's a complacent life, but humans aren't built for complacency, you know?
No. I'm not gonna grow if we don't fucking work for it.
Again, Lilith, I'm glad we met. You know, you're a good person. You have good intention. You care about a lot of people, and I mean, you have capacity for a lot of kindness. You know.
Hmm. Thanks, Wayne. I'm
Sorry,
trying my best.
I am too. I'm trying so hard to say like things.
Yeah,
Right
and you're
now.
doing great. I appreciate
Thanks. Yeah, no, you are genuinely a wonderful person. I'm glad
So
you're
are
here.
you.
And it. Thanks. It Yeah, you know, wouldn't be the same without you. And hope to God that none of us fucking die with all this cartel stuff. This is gonna be.
it. Yeah, that would
This
be
shit is deep.
ideal.
I hope we're ready for that. By the
Tell
way,
me we can
because,
talk
like
now.
I said, the whole delivery thing is not the hard part. It's if you get, yeah, once people catch on or get a sniff of what you're doing, they're gonna want to figure it out. Cops will dig so much. You know
Yeah.
that.
I
You know,
definitely
you've
want
been
us to
there.
have quite
Dee's
a few
been there.
meetings about how we want to do things because I don't really know how we're going to do it. I just kind of woke up today and was told that this is happening. So
I think
I
the tough
definitely
part
want to
with me right now.
learn.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was going to say, I think we should work out the logistics of everything. I don't want to go in there blind, I suppose.
Yeah, D doesn't know percentages yet.
Okay.
I asked him about that, and he says he has no idea how much we're making off of it.
Oh.
So we'll see. Another thing, yeah, is that like for me, since I was like solo and all that, I was able to just, you know, go around, drop it somewhere, say, get it from here. You know, easy enough. Or I can bring it to somebody's place or drop it by their, you know, blogger house way the fuck out there. It wasn't that bad, but with a group and the way that the Colombians do stuff, it's a very showboaty for my taste, you know?
Yeah.
But I think with this whole partnership, that kind of comes with the expectancy of, you know, respecting their art and what they do.
I mean, I've
So
always wanted
like
to
I
do
said,
crazy
yeah.
stuff like that. It's just not everybody is into it. So I never really tried. So I'm happy to be a part of something like this.
You know, you live a life, you gotta have fun while you're living it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I used to be the C1 Connect to the city for a long time with Miguel. We ran the Class 1 pistol bench together. And I didn't really do any fun or crazy drops. It was just like, yeah, here's your order. But I've always wanted to do, like, some fun stuff. But back then, ow!
Oh! I'm sorry.
Is it because I'm a woman?
Yes.
Understandable.
Sorry, just couldn't hold it back anymore. Talking together for so long, I was showing you so much respect.
Yeah, I know. Goodness.
Sorry, continue.
I don't know what I was talking about. I think you knocked the thoughts out of my head.
There you go.
I'm cooked.
Cussed you a little bit. I know, I got quite a right hook, I know. Yeah, me too. You know, I'm sure I would be a lot more sentimental with all this and say a lot more expressive things about how much I appreciate you as a person. But
You
you
don't
know,
need to
you know
say
you're
it.
great. You know you're doing well. You know we have a job to do, examples to set. So, what else? You know, what more is there to do?
True. Well, I'm glad we had this talk, and if there's anything on your mind, you can talk to me.
Yeah, my next step is just, I want to make money. I'm going to save up myself, be a little goblin, different jobs. I'm going to buy guns because we get them at a great price. And I'm going to start selling them because I miss doing that a lot. It's like really risky, but it's, I don't know, it's like, it's so much fun. It really is.
It is fun. It's a lot of work, though.
It is a lot of work, but, you know, if you
It's
ain't
rewarding.
passionate about it, then it ain't gonna last.
For sure. Alright, let's fucking...
Yeah. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.